Today's bilateral meeting. So what have you been talking about, and what is the result?
Well, I was very pleased to receive Foreign Minister Wang Yi in New Zealand. This is an important time in our relationship. This year we celebrate 45 years of formal relations. We also mark 9 years since the free trade agreement was put in place. That was the first for China with a developed country. And we as two countries that have benefited significantly from freer trade, greater economic cooperation and regional integration. I think a lot to work together for over the coming period. Other parts of the world, other regions tend to be looking more at questioning the benefits of freer trade and globalisation. But in the Asia-Pacific region, we've all been unquestioningly beneficiaries of these sorts of policies, and countries like New Zealand and China that are so different in many ways, but have worked together in this space, need to work together in the time ahead.
Yes. So how about the NZ-China FTA talk? Will there be a major breakthrough that we are looking forward?
Look, the New Zealand government has been clear that commencement of a process to upgrade our FTA, because it was the first one, obviously we would like to modernise it quite soon. And the talks between Foreign Minister Wang Yi and myself today were part of a process by which the two governments will shape up that conversation.
Okay, so how about, because you were just talking about FTA and because the U.S. is quitting the TPP, is it possible that the TPP countries might invite China to join and further talk with that?
Well, I've always been one who has supported the idea of China joining TPP as it was originally envisaged. But of course, there is now a conversation taking place amongst the remaining TPP partners to determine how we should deal with the situation of the US withdrawing. My colleague Todd McClay has been in Japan before that, and Australia involved in those discussions. And today we really took the opportunity just to focus on the fact that the TPP partners are engaging together, that separately countries like China are involved in conversations like the RCEP and other ideas for free trade within the region. We need to make sure that in the period immediately ahead, countries like New Zealand and China that have been, if you like, early partners in this respect, are working together to get the best possible architecture within the region, whether that means something that comes out of TPP or another structure. It's got to involve roughly the same parties.
Okay, so when you were also talking about the China-New Zealand relations, and you were visiting China last year, and this year Mr. Wang Yi is coming to New Zealand, and will there be anything that we can expect further for the bilateral relations?
Well, yes, there will be. There's a program of high-level visits that will be unveiled at the appropriate time, but certainly Foreign Minister Wang Yi has invited me to come back to China before I retire from this office in May, and that's something I'll try and do. We've worked very closely together. We're good friends for the last 4 years. We've, I think, been good colleagues in holding the New Zealand-China relationship on a very good trajectory, and I'm very keen to keep building, particularly in a climate of some uncertainty about free trade and regional cooperation. I think New Zealand and China can talk with great authority about what the benefits can be of that sort of cooperation.
Okay, and also I understand that you were also talking about the China's initiative of One Belt, One Road initiative. So, is there anything that New Zealand could expect from this One Belt, One Road initiative?
Well, New Zealand has been trying to develop a longer-term plan for its own infrastructure needs, and we've been talking, for example, to our Australian friends about the idea of a 30-year program, so that a long time into the future, everyone can understand not just what the infrastructure needs might be and what the costs of it might be, but also what the planning approvals process and so on might look like. And I see the One Belt, One Road concept as naturally fitting with the 30-year approach we're taking to infrastructure development here.
So this One Belt, One Road initiative could well be kind of suit the New Zealand development.
Yeah, look, it's something that that fits very well with our own thinking, and we've asked our officials to flesh out how the One Belt, One Road strategy of China and New Zealand's own infrastructure plan can best be joined up. And of course, at the same time, New Zealand was at the front end of supporting the Asian Infrastructure Bank initiated by China, and this is a new institution that will play a very big part in ensuring that future infrastructure needs across the region are met, and as a member of it, will obviously be working with China there.
Okay, is there any topics relating to Chinese investment and Chinese migrant in your bilateral discussion?
No, not directly. I very much welcome the fact that in addition to the impressive trade figures that exist between our two countries, we've now got 70 flights a week between New Zealand and China. That's sustained a tremendous growth in tourism numbers, in education services, and so on. We are looking to try and ensure that the spectacular growth we've seen in tourism numbers between China and New Zealand has increased using the excellent infrastructure and the good airline services that now exist.
Okay, so one small question is there any Trump topic in the discussion?
Any Trump topic?
Yes.
Well, Foreign Minister Wang Yi and I did compare notes on our plans with regard to the new administration in the United States, and obviously both of us are looking forward to engaging with the new Secretary of State, Mr. Tillerson, but it was only a very brief discussion about that topic. Most of our discussions today were very much focused on our own bilateral relationship and on the responsibility we have to provide good leadership across the Asia-Pacific region.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. McLean. And one small request is that like tomorrow is the Lantern Festival of Chinese New Year. So is it possible that you can just say a few blessing words to our audience online so that they can get some blessing for the Lantern Festival New Year?
Well, as evidenced by the very large crowds that turn out for Chinese New Year events and lantern festivals and other events of importance to Chinese people, these have now become a very important part of New Zealand's calendar, and we very much welcome the fact that people of both Chinese extraction and New Zealanders get together on important Chinese occasions of this sort.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McLean, and very much for your kind reply.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.